Welcome back, everybody. I'm Alex P. Taylor.
And I'm Kate Frederick.
And you are listening to the 6th episode of
7 Minutes in a Bar.
Feels Good.
Yes.
Number 6.
Love it.
Feeling it. We are at Cana Bar and Lounge today in Bridgeport. This is my first time here. How about you?
Yeah, it's my first time here too, and I love it. I love the vibes. It's very New York vibes.
Yeah, I'm
love
feeling
it.
That. Yeah, with the curtains and the lights and just the overall vibe of it. And as you can see, we're going to get to this in a little bit, but we have some delicious tacos in front of us too.
Yeah, oh my God, they look so good and they smell so good. I'm like dying to eat them.
I am super excited. Besides having delicious tacos in front of us, we also have a delicious drink in front of us, which is called a Samba de Laranja.
You say that so beautifully.
I'm getting really good at this.
You are.
I mean, we had Leon previously.
Yes.
And I'm honing up. Maybe I need to take a vacation somewhere.
You do. I think you do. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we need to go somewhere else to do the 7 minutes in the bar on vacation.
Going international.
Yes.
I'm feeling good about
yes.
That. So listen, here's what's in the Samba de Laranja. We have a refreshing blend of orange gin, amaro, Cocchi Americano, and lemon juice. And they say it's perfect for sipping and savoring. So, all right,
cheers.
Here we go. Cheers, my friend. I can get down with that.
That's so good.
Honestly, I feel
very
like
refreshing.
I was just going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Summer.
Summer.
It feels like a little summer.
Oh, yeah, it feels like summer.
In winter.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, it's technically fall, but, the weather outside is certainly frightful at this point.
It is. It's so cold, but that's so good.
It's not amazing.
Highly recommend this.
The drink is amazing. The weather is not amazing. Yeah. Let's clarify that.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get to the tacos as well. So our topic today is social media, the good, the bad, and the
ugly.
Which, nobody loves that part.
Right.
But I feel like, with everything in life, there's going to be the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
During our conversation. I wanted to ask, and I asked this to our social media followers, how many minutes or hours are you on your phone doing social media a day?
So, I don't have an exact amount of how many minutes I'm doing it, but I know I'm on a lot. I'm on constantly. It is my side hustle, so it's not,
my main hustle.
Right, it's your main hustle.
So that's huge. So I am going to be on social media.
Right.
I sometimes want a break from social media.
Right, and I do too. There are times when I have to take a break. Like I'll take a break for a few days. I won't post anything, and I'll just take a break, a breather, and that's it. I won't answer anything. I'll look a little tiny bit maybe, but I need a breather. But, I also post every day, every morning, at least in my story, to stay accountable, to inspire other people. I do it for my fitness.
Yes.
To inspire other people to work out.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I do appreciate seeing fitness posts because it kind of is a reminder to me sometimes, like, oh, you need to be at the gym or you need to get to the gym. I feel like there might be people that dislike that because they do not want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this is a negative reminder for me. But personally, for me, when I see those, I love it. I did do that quite often when I was getting ready to go on below deck. And so I wanted to be in shape. And I would post a story every time I went and did like X amount of miles, and it worked for me. That was definitely like helpful. Yeah, no, it inspires me too when I see other people working out on my Instagram pages, So I also feel like I hope it would inspire other people. Even today, prime example, I had a friend reach out to me and, I had posted right after my workout, a picture of myself. I posted the workout that I did and she wrote to me, she was like, screenshot. She was like, I screenshot your workout. And every time I look at your videos and your story, I'm like, oh my God, I got to go work out. She's like, well, now I screenshot your workout and I'm going to go do that workout. And thanks for the reminder, so that makes me also feel good. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this for you. And I said, that's great. I said, see you tomorrow morning. I love that. So do you remember a time before social media? I do remember it. Well. I'm old enough to remember that. Which is kind of crazy because it's wild to think that our phones now have the capability of being TV, a camera, obviously making a phone call, watching a movie,
Searching
music,
anything you can possibly think of, searching up. Yeah.
any
Watching
apps,
videos. Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is a whole other level.
Ordering clothes, ordering food, everything.
Amazon shopping.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things are at the access of our fingertips on our phones. And social media is such a huge core piece of that, where people are sharing their stories, they're sharing their lives. Some are sharing negatively.
Yes.
What
some
do we
do.
think about that? I mean, I'll say this before, is that there are certain people that I have in my, you know, kind of people that I'm following as well. And I can see a negativity, you know, consistency in them, where you were just talking about, I'm going to post workouts. I want people to see the positive,
Yeah.
you know, but there are people that are posting negative and leaving kind of like ranty commentary sometimes. And I wonder, is this the right place to put that out? I wonder, what are a lot of other people thinking when they read posts like that? What do you think?
So for me, I don't particularly like it.
I don't love it. I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
No,
you know, I don't
love
like it when people put out the negativity. Yes, I think sometimes, you know, be real. Yes, everybody has a bad day here and there, but you don't have to show it. You don't have to cry on camera. You don't have to do all that. I get authenticity.
Unless you're on reality TV,
well,
we don't need
true.
We don't need, I mean, listen, this, you know, social media is a slice of people's lives, right?
Yeah.
If you were on a reality TV show, that's another thing, because you're getting to see kind of maybe a more multi-dimensional piece of character where you can see the highs and the lows, and
It's
then you
very
can
different.
figure out what the balance of that is. But I think if you are choosing to portray this negative aspect, or, you know, here's what's wrong in my life, here's what this person did to me, I'm almost like, hey, maybe this is a conversation for in person.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't know.
I don't think you should air out your dirty laundry. Number one, I don't think you should do that. I think, you know, if you are sad, it's okay to be sad, but you don't have to constantly put that, because that also would make me as a viewer sad.
Right,
and I don't want to feel sad.
Are we looking for sympathy
Right.
at that point? Like,
Maybe
I'm not sure.
is it
I
an
don't know.
attention thing? Maybe it's an attention thing. I will say this, you know, on Instagram, I don't have a lot of followers that do that.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, more Facebook, that
agree.
people do that, and they say things that are very, you know, downers, or, you know, searching, I think, for some sort of attention. And I feel like that's negative attention. You know what? If you put out there more positive attention and more positive quotes or more whatever, people are going to feed into that more. And that's going to make you feel better. It's just going to, you know, lift your spirits more than that negativity. If you have that negativity, it's okay. But
I feel like it goes back to that like attracts like. Right?
100%.
So if you're a positive person, you're putting out positive vibes, you are going to get back positive.
Yes.
But if you're negative and you're putting out negative, I have a really big feeling negative is going to follow you.
Yes.
And not in a good way.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
100%.
It's attracting.
Yeah.
I would just say, think about that.
Yeah. It's trauma bonding. I think it's more like a trauma bonding. Yeah.
I would actually, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's not healthy. Just have to say that.
No, I wouldn't say it's not healthy. And, you know, but I think there can be some really positive things to social media. Sometimes it can connect people that maybe would never have been able to meet in person. It can, if you are in LA and I'm in Connecticut, we can now have really great conversations and we can see each other's lives. And, you know, I think this is kind of true for people that you go to high school with, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you go to reunions, they're like, I actually don't even feel like I need a reunion because I see your life all the time on social media. And I've heard that before.
I just said that to someone over the
you?
weekend.
Really?
Yes, we were just talking about, no, it's so funny you said that.
Yeah.
Literally had that conversation about somebody that went to their reunion this past weekend, and we were talking about it. And I said, you know what? I have never gone to mine because I see everybody on Facebook all the time. So I know what's going on in their lives. We chat that way, or even on Instagram. So I feel like, is there a point?
Well, I don't
know. Is there?
Well,
No.
I feel like we got to go back to this kind of like
in-person stuff.
In-person things. Obviously, COVID played a part in this, you know, embracing more online faces and things of that nature. But it does I would say I think social media leaves certain people craving in-person attention.
Yeah.
Or maybe we've gotten away from that in-person interaction that maybe we need more of in life. I think there is kind of a craving sometimes, right, for connection, but I feel like maybe we've lost track of like what that in-person connection feels like.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I feel like sometimes, people really do need that in person. I know for me, even sometimes, the more I'm around people actually physically in person, the happier I am, And, some days for my full-time job, I work from home. Some days it's amazing just to be at home, get my stuff done. But there's some days that I crave going into my office because I want to be around other people and have that few minutes to chat during things, when you're taking that break, or to walk to lunch together, go to lunch together, And I think sometimes I've also heard people say that work from home all the time are like, oh, I miss that interaction.
Well, the world has certainly changed a lot. Not only through social media, but through a pandemic.
Yes.
Where certain things became more acceptable for introverts, I think. And then, the extroverts were the ones that were like, oh my God, I miss this piece. I'm definitely extroverted. You are?
I'm definitely extroverted human.
I was going to say, I didn't want to speak for you.
Yeah,
but,
no, I am.
I think that's, a difference maybe in terms of why people do certain things or don't do certain things. But I want to go, I know you have kids.
Yes, I have 2.
And this is, really kind of with social media for kids. I want to check in with you. I want to ask you, at what age is social media okay to start? Has there ever been any issues with social media for either of your kids?
So I think it's always up to the parent,
Yes.
To decide what age is acceptable for them to have social media, which social media, platform they can have. Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Snapchat? For me personally, so I have a son who's 11 and a daughter who's 15. So my daughter had TikTok first. She had that during the pandemic. So I think she was 11-ish,
Okay.
12. Yeah, and it was more like just the dancing then,
Oh yeah, that was big.
Yeah, so
I think my little nephew had that as well.
Yeah.
The dances.
yeah, so she had that, and then she kind of moved into Snapchat when she got, I think, into seventh grade. And then she had Instagram. So Instagram was last of what I allowed her to have. So she's 15, almost 16. So she's allowed to have all of that. Knock on wood, we have not had problems with it. She's pretty good, pretty responsible. She hasn't had any cyberbullying. I've heard of that. I think that's horrible. I feel for those kids that go through that and the
Right.
parents that have to deal with that. Now, my 11-year-old, he does not have any social media. We haven't really gotten into that yet. He had a TikTok for a minute because my daughter made it for him without permission. And since then, he has nothing, but he's also not super into it. And, we'd have to have that conversation if he did want to have it. But as of right now, he doesn't. So I think it's all up to the parents' discretion, but I also think that parents should monitor it.
Kind of police it a little bit. Well, I'm glad to hear that there have been no kind of fallouts on social media, because I did work with high school students for, 10 years of my life. And there certainly was a lot of issues that went on with social media.
There can be,
So you
yes.
lucked out.
I've heard. I know.
Lucked out for sure.
Yeah.
And I think, it's never a place you want to be.
No.
When you have that kind of cyberbullying or anything going on. So, switching gears, but I'm also happy that, things are positive. And
Oh, yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
for sure. Switching gears, I want to talk a little bit about the Connecticut, social media influencer, content creator world that we have here, which I want to say, I think is actually pretty powerful. And I think Connecticut itself has a really solid crew of local supporters and people that are, doing this as a job sometimes. I do it as a job. And I think it's huge in terms of how you can support a business, but also for the influencers and creators that are doing this. I think it's huge that they also know their worth and what they're bringing to the table for that business. And if you have X amount of followers and you're doing a really great job of editing and putting together everything, know your worth, people. This is for you to hear this. You don't, I think there's a saying, no one's going to buy the cow if you give away the milk for free.
Yes.
So, and I guess that can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. But I think, for people that are doing a knockout job on social media, those now that I think have figured out how to monetize that, are really starting to be trailblazers here in Connecticut. And I think they're doing a kick-ass job, honestly.
Yeah,
doing so
I agree,
good at it.
100%.
Yeah, I see a lot of great content out there. I'm going to drop some names right now.
Do it.
Connecticut Bucket List.
Oh, yes.
Isabel's Plate.
Yeah.
Foods with Finn.
Yep.
Bald Bites.
Yes.
Life of Revelry.
Yep.
All of those, I think, a good CT Eats. Shelly. I'm sorry if I messed that handle up. But a Pasta the Dog.
Yep.
All of these are really people that are just doing such a great job.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I love it.
I do
Jimmy
too.
Official.
Yeah.
I could keep going.
I know.
I'm just thinking about the people I see regularly.
Yep.
But good for everybody because they're really making a difference. And I think that that's huge. I want to say this as well because I think this is the other piece of it is that if you see someone who's really putting out some amazing content, don't be shy to like that.
Hit the
that
like
little heart button.
Yeah, hit it.
I think it's so important to show that kind of appreciation for what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm saying this because we have on social media a term called orbiters. People that orbit around your profile and your page, and you can see them viewing your stories, and they never interact. They are just watching you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
So I have people that do that. I have people that just watch my story, that never interact, that never, like anything. They don't like anything, any of my reels or any of my pictures or any of my stories or anything like that. I would like them to react. I would like them to like it, because I don't know what they're thinking. It also makes me feel like, are you just here to watch,
I think
and just
in that situation,
see my life and that's it, and you're not here to support me?
You are a voyeur.
Yeah, I guess. And I mean, it's okay because some people are like that. Is what it is, but
I would almost go on to say that even if you are a small business that has an Instagram page, when you see the small business, like their post.
100%.
I'll fill you in a little bit for people that are not familiar with the algorithm on Instagram. When you like something within that first 5 minutes of seeing it or 5 minutes of it going out, it will open up to the algorithm even more, and you're helping somebody else get the word out about their business. So it's not only supporting your friends, it's supporting local businesses. And a little heart costs nothing.
Right.
Drop a comment.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows some support. I feel like somehow there is a community online that has just let go of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of times, I like to repost things in my story, of small businesses. I'll put it in my story, and I'll always try to I even will repost things, that my friends will do, I'm try to be the biggest supporter for people, I really try to.
Huge. Pay it forward.
Yeah, you have to pay it forward. You do sometimes,
I mean, and speaking of us, we are at 7 Mins in a Bar on Instagram. Also
follow us
on YouTube. Subscribe at 7 Minutes in a Bar. It's spelled out minutes, 7 Minutes in a Bar. It just makes that much of a big difference to people like us that are doing this for fun right now. But, it could be a huge game changer with enough support and with enough following. We could follow our dreams and we could do this forever.
We could. I would love that. And this is what I would love to do. I would love it to be my full-time job.
Yes.
But I also would love it to be able to influence and, inspire other people. So,
I think inspiration, that's huge.
Yeah,
right?
that's huge. Yeah, you want to...
paying it forward.
Yeah, the positive vibes.
For me, I love doing that. And again...
Same.
I love going out with a smile, and hopefully that smile initiates a smile from somebody else.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And the same goes for social media and likes and all of that. Like, show some support. Right?
Yeah.
So, with that said, that's that piece of social media. What else do we have about social media?
So I think social media sometimes for me personally, and I also did a social media influencer talk at NYU a few months back with other influencers, people that had almost close to 1 million followers that I sat down with. Yeah, I wasn't at the I wasn't there with, how many followers they had, but these women had 2 of them were young girls, loved them to death.
Yeah.
And then one was another female who was a little bit older than them. And then there was me. And they all had close to 1 million followers. And them and myself have had also bad interactions, on Instagram and social media and stuff, because people sometimes will put you down. They could be mean.
Really mean.
The trolls,
Keyboard warriors.
yes, they say horrible things. I've had people say very inappropriate things, and then I am quick to block.
And the thing is, it's totally fine in their mind.
Which, I'm sorry, but that's disgusting.
Where did we lose track of that?
Yeah.
How did we lose track of, the golden rule? Treat other people how you want to be treated.
Thank you.
I think that is huge. But I see it. Sometimes we as viewers as well go to the comments because you see something and you're like, oh my God, I'm afraid of what they're going to say about this.
Well, yeah.
And you go and you're like, wow, I knew it. They're gonna pick this apart in a way that maybe didn't need to be. And it's going to, I can only imagine. Actually, being friends with some of the cast from Below Deck, you can see these comments that come at them, and I'm like, wow, you have put ourselves out on the line, right? So it's going to be something that we maybe need to expect in some ways.
Yeah.
But remember, human beings. We are all human beings. Yes, we're all going to talk about each other in some capacity, but we don't have to be mean. That sucks. I hate that kind of...
No, I agree. I don't think there's no reason to put anybody down ever for any other thing. And I always think, that really has to do with the person that's saying it more than the person that they're saying it about. That's an internal thing all the time. That's not about them. But there is no reason to ever say anything negative about someone else on social media in any way, even in person. So, I think that's a quick block button.
Well, we talked about blocking, but let's talk about people that unfollow us, right? Because I've had this happen.
Did you?
Yeah,
so have I. I had it recently happen.
I would like to say this on unfollowing. I think as adults, because we are not in high school, perhaps communication may be a little better in terms of just shutting something down completely. I would say this. I think the other person has perhaps no idea until they actually go to your page, but maybe they're also expecting a reaction when you actually do.
I think it's kind of like an attention getter, maybe.
But do you think it's a way to make it easier to bring up something that we're doing wrong?
Maybe.
Am I thinking too much into this?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're overthinking it. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't, because I want to try to understand the mentality of I'm going to unfollow you right now. What have I done to you that is so serious that if we were friends for a while, that we can't talk about?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just noticed it, but I had someone that I was friends with for a very long time unfollow me on Instagram, and then I went to Facebook and I saw unfollowed me on Facebook too.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
Double
I
whammy.
still follow, and the tricky part of it is that I still followed them on Instagram, so they didn't remove me from Instagram. So that made me think, is this an attention getter? You know, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? So wrong to you. I mean, I haven't talked to you in a while, but I tried. You know, do you just not want to see me? I don't know. I don't know.
Energy?
Yeah.
Is it too much for you to handle? I
don't know. I don't know.
Some people could honestly be like, man, that's just way too positive for me all the time. Like,
yeah, maybe.
This isn't real. Which, you know, going back to that for a second, of like, we're showing the highlight reels for our lives.
Right.
You know? And that's what I do. Because I don't want to look back on something, because this is kind of a photo album to me, and that's how I view it.
Yeah, I do too.
I want to scroll backwards and see like the really great things and the really positive things that have happened. And I love when it says 1 year ago today, or 2 years ago today, or, you know, and you're seeing that highlight. I would feel really taken back if I looked back and I saw like 3 years ago today and see a rant that I went through about whatever it might be.
To me, that's also embarrassing. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to relive that moment, you know?
No, I don't either. I mean, and this is our mentality, right? So I wonder if someone who's seeing our like positive sunshine posts are like getting angry.
Well, no, I think maybe they are getting angry. And again, it goes back to the internal thing. You know, it's something with them. And you know how I feel about it sometimes. I feel like if you want to do what I'm doing, then go do it. Yes. I'm doing this because I put the effort in and the work in. So if you want to do it, or if you want to work out, or if you want to, you know, have these opportunities, then go do it.
Totally.
It should motivate you, not make you mad.
Yeah. Stop drinking that haterade.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Come to the positive side.
Yeah, fun. It is.
My blood type is also how I look at life. Be positive, okay? Like, this is how
I love that.
What I'm doing with my life. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like, sorry. I don't know. I'm not really sure where to take it from there, but be positive.
No, that was good, yeah.
That's okay. So, you know, we definitely have to wrap this up, because I feel like this is a topic that we could talk about.
I could talk about this forever.
But that's why it's so fun. And I love doing these 7-minute times 7-minute conversations with you. Let's just say we have well surpassed 7 minutes in a bar at this point. I would like to think the 7 minutes is how long it's going to take for us to eat these tacos.
They look amazing.
Right? Maybe it's 7 minutes of us eating.
Yes.
But our conversations have definitely gone on longer. And that's okay. And I think, you know what, when we travel and we go to these amazing different bars and places, again, thank you, Cana, for sponsoring this episode today. We're so excited to be here and to try out the food next.
Yeah.
And you're going to see all of the beautiful pictures and reel that we make. We're going to be doing a giveaway with them as well. Mm-hmm. And that's something to always expect in all of the episodes that we do.
Yeah.
There's going to be a giveaway. So follow our page. You'll get to perhaps win a gift card to one of these amazing restaurants as well.
If you don't play, you'll never win. So you got to play. You got to do it.
You can't play.
Yeah.
Wait.
If you don't play,
you can't win if you don't play.
Wait, you can't.
That's it.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well, I feel like that might be a wrap.
That's our cue.
These Samba de Laranjas are definitely seeping in on us right now. I'm going to cheers you.
Cheers.
I'm Alex P. Taylor.
I'm Kate Frederick.
And you are listening to the 6th episode of 7 Minutes in a Bar. We'll see you next time for an all-new conversation and an all-new location.
Yes.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers.